but I know that as we wrapped up this year's grants, and again, I followed it pretty close this year, and our county was one of the recipients this year of some very good things, so that was really good. 45% or so of the total dollars spent in the investment this year was state dollars versus about what, 53% of private, is that right?
I believe it's 50. I don't have the number in front of me. You're in the right ballpark.
Okay.
And I can get the exact figures for you.
One follow-up, Mr. Chair, too, as well. You're starting to close out older grants now, which is great, over the first couple of years of this. Have you found any grants that you've approved earlier that have really kind of fell flat on their face, that didn't perform like they wanted to or they should have? Has there been any learning curves from a few of the earlier awardees that haven't showed the follow-through or the fruits that we were looking for, anything like that?
Mr. Chair, Representative. Early on in the first round, we had one award actually decline. They were an out-of-state entity, and I'm not sure they understood the program completely, so by the time we got to the end, they declined. So those funds went back into the pool and have since been awarded in the subsequent rounds. As far as any projects that have not prevailed, we have not seen that, and not even an inkling of that. One of the highlights of the program, or one of the things that helps administer the program, is it's done on a reimbursement basis. So we're very hands-on. Each of the applicants submits invoices each month, and we pay a half or whatever the contractual arrangement is on those. So we have very regular contact, and we identify any issues or problems. And I believe that we are on track to have the vast majority finish within the time period that their contract was allotted. Most of them are finishing early.
Mackenzie, a couple minutes left, so if you just finish up.
Absolutely, I don't have a lot more here. Just a little bit, I think, some stories about the grant projects. First of all, because we are just finishing up, we don't have numbers as far as some of the outcomes, but we do have a little bit of the information painting a picture of what these projects need. And just as an example, we heard from a North Dakota mayor that one of our Minnesota businesses was making inquiring phone calls across the border because their business required robust broadband and wasn't available in the location they were at. And this manufacturing business ultimately ended up getting the connectivity they needed, and they stayed in Minnesota. And she's provided good testimony to us on what this meant for her business. Another example of a different sort is I was at an event in New Ulm and was aggressively approached by a father and a daughter because they really wanted to get their story out there that this was a situation where the daughter had some alternative learning needs that couldn't be met in the district. And the fact that they were able to get robust broadband from one of these programs allowed her to stay at home and get those services remotely and not have to travel a great distance to get those. So that's just two examples of the human stories of the types of things these projects are impacting. The list you have in front of you, I would consider on our watch list for interesting to watch with this third round of funding. And I would just highlight the Sunrise Township partnership with Chisago County and CenturyLink as a good example, interesting example of a community coming together with the provider and reaching out to the program as to be that third leg of the stool and examine ways that federal, private, and state funding can be braided together to achieve additional outcomes that none of the three of those would be able to do on their own. And the added nice thing about that story is all of that project was driven by a manufacturer in that town that needed robust broadband in order to stay where they were at. And so they ended up being the energizer behind that project. And then the others on the list, Candy Ojai and Frontier is also another example of federal funding being braided with state funding and achieving more expedited construction schedule along with more robust outcomes than the federal program alone would be. The Lismore project is on the list because I know there's an interest in, and ourselves included, in continuing to examine how wireless plays a role in this portfolio of investments. Liz Moore is doing a hybrid fiber and wireless project where they are running fiber to the areas where it makes fiscal sense, and they're connecting through fixed wireless to those more remote areas where that makes sense. They have some longer term vision of getting wired service out to those, but at least while it fulfills the need, they are using fixed wireless. And we have a number of those around the state, both grant funded and non-grant funded. And then finally, I would just highlight Mille Lacs. That is the first Mille Lacs Energy Electric Co-op partnering with the telephone co-op to bring service to one of our 2 least served counties in the state. So this is a model with electric co-op involvement that we're interested in watching develop. And that's all I have.
We have a couple member questions here, and if you can take your questions offline,